Poor little old me, man. You guys ever heard of that Plum syndrome? Poor little old me. So we've all suffered with the victim mentality. We've all suffered with feeling like, oh my God, my situation's so bad. Oh my God, life is so bad for me. You guys know I'm fucking with you right now. But check it out. Plum syndrome stands for poor little old me, and we've all had Plum syndrome before. And so today, in this video, I want to teach you not only how to get out of Plum syndrome, poor little old me, but I want to help you recreate a new identity that'll help you thrive and conquer even when you're at the lowest and the lowest of lows, man. Like, you got some negative shit going on in your life. If you want to turn it around, dude, this is what you need to do. This lesson, this video right here. Go from struggling to thriving, man. Go from thriving to fucking crushing. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about. Let's get rid of this Plum syndrome that's going around. Guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Jeremiah Sullivan. I was a quitter in life before I turned my life around. I basically, I gave up on myself and I turned it all around. I started working on my mindset. I got around great mentors, and I've been through my fair share of hardship. I've been suicidal. I had a gun to my head before. Bottle of whiskey in one hand, gun in the other. I mean, I've got family members that have thought about exiting as well, and it's like, I've lost brothers in arms from the military, and the military was tough. I was an infantry officer, Army Ranger. When I came into the military, guys, there was about 400,000 soldiers in the military, 400,000 Army soldiers, and everybody was like in charge of me, right? And then I became an infantry officer. There was about 3,000 to 4,000 officers that graduated commission from my year group. And out of those few thousand, some of them went on to become infantry officers. In my Ranger School class, there was about 300 or 400 people that showed up on day 0, and we graduated with about 100. 30 of those people or so, maybe a little more, 40, made it through the first time. And then I went to the Ranger Assessment Selection Program, and I passed the Ranger Special Operations Selection. I became a Ranger, and when I did that, I went to the Ranger Regiment, got pushed down to the line, and there was approximately 30 or 40 Ranger platoon leaders in the entire Army. So I went from a guy of 400,000 soldiers, one guy in a pool of 400,000, to a pool of 30 to 40 Ranger PLs in the entire regiment. And then I got selected. I was part of this platoon. We went overseas, and I was a special operations platoon leader. And there was 2 of those guys, me and one other dude, in Afghanistan. 2 Special Operations Rangers platoon leaders in Afghanistan. Crazy personal transformation. After I did that, I went out and I became an infantry commander. The point is, guys, it was a long, hard road, and I've dealt with losing people overseas, friends overseas. I've gone through just dealing with my own traumas, right? So I've been through the ups and the downs, man, and I still go through them as an entrepreneur today. I'll tell you guys, one of the biggest things that'll turn your situation around when you start feeling like the weight of the world is crushing you, or like you're winning and you want to take things further, is you got to stop spending your wins and you got to start stacking your wins. Okay? I talked about this to my coaching group the other day, but I had to hit on it here because this is such an important topic. You guys, when you are in a state of struggle, right? You're thinking about all the times you're thinking about what's hard, but you also probably think about the things that you achieved in life that were wins. Maybe you came across some money, you built a business, you accomplished something great in your military career, and then during that time of struggle, you compare where you're at to where you were. You're like, fuck, man, my life sucks right now. Things are so hard. I had all this money, or I built this company, or I did this thing in the military, and now my life sucks. And you start drawing contrast between your struggle and your previous win. And what that is when you're doing that, when you're drawing from your previous win, you're spending it. Okay, when you're using your win to not move forward, you are spending it. Okay, this also happens. You spend your win when you achieve a victory and you rest in your laurels. You like say, listen, I maybe you got a sale in your business, or maybe you broke a record in your physical fitness training, and you're like, man, that's awesome. I'm gonna freaking relish in this. I'm gonna rejoice and chill out, right? You spend the win. So during times of struggle and during times of success, the people spend their wins. And this is one of the biggest things that causes even more suffering. After you spend a win when you've won, okay, you don't suffer in that moment, but when you kick your feet up, 30 days goes by, 60 days goes by, 90 days goes by, and you've lost that momentum. And because you spent the win, you find yourself in another state of struggle until you're just chasing the next win. Now, when life is going against you and you're in that state of struggle and you're drawing contrast and you're thinking back to that time in your life where you were really like crushing it, but right now you're not. You have the money in the bank, you have the business, and today you're not. You're still spending the win. Stop spending the win. Guys, what I really want you to do, I gotta make sure the sun's on your eyes. What I really want you to do is stop spending your wins, dude. If you want to get out of a state of struggle, if you want to get out of state, take a level of success and take it higher, you got to stack your wins. So when you get a win, I'm not saying don't celebrate at all. I'm not saying don't celebrate. I'm saying don't let up. Celebrate and keep going. It's like Tom Brady. What did he say? He said, my favorite Super Bowl ring is the next one. So when you guys really want to not only change your results, like take yourself higher, not only do you just like stack that win, but know what else stacking your win does, man? Other than just making you feel better and getting you some results in your life, it changes who you think you are. Imagine going through your life, and all of a sudden, when you get a little victory, you don't stop. You go harder. Imagine when you get that sale, or you get you win that MMA fight, or whatever the situation is, whatever you guys do, you get that little victory, and you don't go out and do shit. Maybe you go out, right? You're like, hey, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have a nice dinner, but you like, I'm not gonna drink, and I'm not gonna make myself worse after I just won. Or when you're in a state of struggle, you're like, I'm not gonna make myself worse when I'm in a state of struggle. I'm not gonna drink and be a piece of shit. And I'm not gonna think back to my previous win and think about how things could have been and how they could be differently. I'm going to start stacking wins. I know you guys wanted that enthusiasm. But seriously, guys, I'm dead ass serious. This is an identity. You know, Tim Grover talks about the difference between coolers, closers, and cleaners. One of the biggest things that separates top motherfuckers, the top of the top. When I became one of the top individuals in my field, you know, and I got a top ranking, I realized that like the top individuals, man, they operated differently. And I still felt like I had a long way to go. But one of the biggest things that top individuals do, the very top, not this top 10% shit, the top, the guys that keep going, the Tom Brady's, the Jordans, these guys, they stack their wins. So when you get that into that place, man, whether you're in a place of complacency because you fell off and you got lazy and shit, you started spending your win, or you were in a state of struggle and you were spending your win, I'm calling you guys all up to start stacking some damn wins. Let's fucking get after it. That's your message today. If you guys like this motivational video and you like the idea, please drop a comment down below, because like I said, Tim Grover talked about this. He said cleaners, they're guys that they raise the bar, they hit the bar, and then they do it again, and they do it again, and they do it again. If you really want to keep growing in life, you have to beat your last win. And that's today's message. So if you liked it, drop a comment down below and let's stack some damn wins. Love you guys. Conquer all.